like this, so I'm super stoked.
Oh wow, that goes live very, very quick.
Welcome to Texans Unfiltered.
Here we go!
A Houston football podcast for your Houston Texans.
All right, welcome to Texans Unfiltered. You know what? This is going to be a little bit rough here in a second. I never drive, but this is 2 weeks in a row. James is going to just hang out. He's here today. So we're going to have fun with it tonight. We're going to do a little bit different than we normally do because slow time of the year, and just wanted to take an opportunity to allow y'all to get to know the team a little bit better. First off, where to find us? Houston FB on Twitter and Instagram. If you are not following us, please make sure you follow us. It does a whole lot in helping us land some of these interviews. It helps us put out more content. It helps us make the show bigger. Please, if you listen, take a minute, follow us on Instagram, take a minute, follow us on Twitter. Then you can block us and ignore us forever afterwards. But it goes very far when you do take that half second. Easiest way to support the pod. Also, please follow James on Twitter, Young Ari Gold. I am Younger Ari Gold on Twitter. He's kind of the personality, kind of our Twitter and interview star right now. So keep propping him up. And don't forget to look at our writers, Dylan and Jordan. Dylan is over at Texans Draft, and Jordan is at Texans Thought. Both of them on Twitter. Again, you're going to learn something. Both of them are. Do what?
Texans _thoughts.
Texans _thoughts and Texans _draft. Actually,
right?
Yes. Didn't you change it? Yeah, Dylan changed it.
Oh, he did.
I did change it. Yeah.
And I'm loving the naming convention y'all got going on right now.
Totally planned. Yep.
Yeah, Texans Draft was taken, so I had to add the underscore.
Well, there you go. You probably already have more followers than Texans Draft because I've never heard of them. All right. Well, we're gonna do game night tonight. We're gonna do trivia, and we're gonna let each one of them, rant and call each other out a little bit. Tonight's all about having fun. The only rules will be that if they miss a question, they're out for the round, and if the chat actually answers the question for them, you know what? What do you think, James? If you get the question right and chat answers it for you, does it count?
Yeah, it's like the
phone a friend.
Yeah, it's like phone a friend.
They may tell you the wrong answer, so
that's okay. You got to trust.
Well, I'm going to let everybody go around. Just update us on how you're doing, because I know everybody's struggling right now with this quarantine, even though Texas is supposedly reopening. James, how are you doing, man?
Fantastic. This is really weird for me. I don't feel comfortable at all sitting here like this. So
neither do I. So we're going to get used to it, though. We're going to practice.
Okay, we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Like how often?
I don't know.
Okay.
Depends on how big of a disaster this is.
I'm good. Family's good. Website's good. TU team is good. I'm excited, man. Like I know quarantine's going on, but like when I think about like what we're doing and what we're building and like who is a part of the team and is a part of that process, like for me, this entire thing is just like super exciting. And, having Preston on here is super important to me because Preston and I have grown really close over the last 3.5 years, and having Dylan and Jordan on here now to just like be on here with you guys. I know you guys did it last week, but no, it's just awesome. And I know that this isn't our normal stream. We usually break down Texans and all that stuff. So hopefully you guys get to know who we are a little bit, and maybe that'll impact how you guys watch the show and how you guys engage with us on Twitter. I think that's really the purpose of this, is so you can kind of have an understanding. Whoa! Oh my God!
Cody made it.
Hey, I actually got to bed really early. So hey, what's up?
Here. So yeah, I'm excited to just introduce who we are. I mean, I know you guys know who I am, so I probably need to do some amount of talking on this, but yeah, I'm great, and I'll kick it back to you, John, I guess.
Just pass it around to the. Sorry, I'm trying to get Instagram working again.
All right, Dylan, take it over.
I'm doing all right. I'm ready for Texas to open back up. But yeah, I'm really excited about this tonight. It's always fun to talk to everyone.
And Cody,
Hey, I'm doing well.
who are you, and what do you do for TU?
Hi, I'm Cody.
Trolls. That's what he does.
It's true. You also might know me as Butnick if you see me on the Discord or whatnot. I made the website, and I generally am responsible for keeping the website up to date, and then I spam our content on Reddit. So if you see our content on Reddit, there's a good chance that's me. Yeah, and then as far as how I'm doing, yesterday was my birthday, so that was good. And then today I saw my dad for the first time in like 6 months, maybe 9 months. So that's good too. Going well.
That's absolutely amazing. We are now officially on Instagram as well, so we are definitely moving up in the world.
Okay.
Preston, how are you doing down there?
I'm doing all right. The semester finishes up in a week, so I'm in grind mode there. James and I have been grinding in terms of growing the platform and figuring out what we can do to provide the best content for you guys as possible.
You've been on my ass every day about random little mistakes on the website.
Sorry, but we want to make it as good as possible. So,
Get it.
yeah, this is it's exciting. Hopefully the season happens this year. Otherwise, we're gonna have 12 months to fill of. I don't know if we're ready for that. So
If anybody can do it, if we can go through 4 off seasons and still be here, one season or 1 year without the season is easy peasy, as Cody would say.
We're gonna get really, really good at Madden. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay. Well,
And
it'll
then,
depend on me to carry us in Madden. That's for sure.
did anybody bring Jordan in?
No, Jordan's next.
I'm here.
Then, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll toss it over to you, Jordan.
perfect. I'm doing pretty well too. My school semester is luckily over, so I'm just sitting here. This is basically my job now. It's like summer break. Got all the time for this, so that's definitely what I'm focusing on. I'm excited to bring everyone more content. And yeah, I'm super excited for the season. I really needed to start. I'm craving sports just in general. Like basketball got taken away too. Like everything, like it should be playoffs right now for basketball. That's what I'm really kind of annoyed about. But excited for the season start up. I'm sure it'll start for sure. Yeah, I don't know how you can't be optimistic about the Texans this year, honestly. I'm really excited for it.
Well, small rant before we get started. Did you see the power rankings, the preseason power rankings that came out today?
I think Dylan tweeted it, right? We were like 20.
He did.
I did tweet that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
21st. We are in consensus and agreement that the Texans have improved their roster. I know every team thinks that they've improved their roster.
We only finished top 8 in the NFL, so 21st makes a whole lot of sense.
I will say there's a lot of Houston fans that think that that's inappropriate.
We don't exactly have a very intelligent fan base. I mean, what? Sorry?
Yeah, let's just trash the audience.
Excluding the people that listen to us, because that's what we're here for.
Excluding our fan base. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, rules tonight are pretty simple. You miss a question, you're out. The question, you can use chat. We're gonna go with that. Last person standing wins the round. At that point, they get to point somebody out, and they get to tell them what they get to rant about. They can either do the rant themselves if they've got something that they want to talk about, but essentially they get a couple of minutes of their time, let the listeners get to know who they are and just what their thoughts on the most random stuff out there can possibly be. Your rants do not have to be limited to Texans. The trivia just is because, why not? I'm just going to make this as simple. It's going to go James, Dylan, Jordan, Preston, Cody, because it's the circle that I have. And I'm lazy and I didn't really think of an easier way to do it. So that's just how we're going to roll with it. If you miss the question, the next person gets like 5 seconds to answer it. So once you say the answer, somebody can kind of steal. The next person up can steal it, but yeah, let's just go with that. They just get like 5 seconds, but I get to be the judge. I say if it counts or not. So yeah, it's completely arbitrary. Like it's like soccer rules. I get to make them up as we go. Fair?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, James, start you off really easy. When were the Texans established?
Well, they were established in 2001, but their season was 2002. 2000? I don't know.
Ooh.
Dylan, you want to steal?
1999.
There we go. James is out. Let's see. Jordan,
My shit then.
first season.
First season?
First season.
2001.
Preston.
2002.
There we go.
Really?
James and Jordan are now out.
We have some fake fans at Texans Unfiltered.
I know, right?
Uh,
Cody,
I'm
what
sure
was the
about that.
stadium's name? What's the stadium's name?
You're muted.
You're muted.
God, Cody.
Sorry, I was talking to my girlfriend earlier. Right now, it's NRG.
Dylan, what was the original name?
Reliant.
Oh, really?
That
Were they ever in the Astrodome?
Never in the Astrodome.
They were in the Astrodome.
Nah,
Was
dog.
that the Oilers? Were the Oilers in the Astrodome?
Didn't we do our very first draft in the Astrodome though? Was that not a thing? The second draft was in the practice dome, like where they took the draft from and did all the video. The first draft might have been in the Astrodome.
I don't know. I wasn't. Oh, I don't know.
The second draft was in the practice bubble. I know the second draft was in the practice bubble though.
All right. So both James and Jordan are still out. Who just answered?
Preston, right? Preston.
No, he
I didn't.
answered
We're on
the
Preston,
stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Preston, what conference are we in?
AFC.
See, it's hard, you know? Even easy questions. Cody, what division?
AFC South, baby.
Dylan, what's our mascot?
Toro the Texan.
There we go. Preston, name one of our colors.
Blue.
Nah.
Full name.
Oh, what is it? Deep steel blue.
There we go. Cody, name another one.
Battle red.
Dylan, you get the last one.
Victory White. Is that what it was?
You're out.
Ah,
Liberty White.
Yeah, come on.
Ah.
I want to steal it.
Preston, who was the founder?
Rob McNair.
Robert. His name's Robert.
Robert.
His name's
Okay.
Robert. He's right.
Okay. Who's the current owner? Cody.
Nancy McNair.
Really?
That works.
It's
Preston, who's
it's
the
his
CEO?
wife. It's his wife. It's not Cal. Cal's the like
Hey,
president.
hey, man. Preston, who's the CEO?
The CEO?
CEO.
I'll just say Cal McNair.
There you go. Cody, who's the GM?
The chief, the biggest, the Darth Vader, the Bill O'Brien.
Wrong. William.
Double chin.
William O'Brien. William O'Brien.
Preston, how many division championships?
Also known as WOB. Instead
Wait. In total, or
I'm gonna say 5.
Cody. There we go. Who do you want to make do a rant? And then on what?
I want to make young Ari Gold do a rant about why DC comics are better than Marvel.
I can't.
No, comics, specifically comics. We're not talking about movies. We're not talking about movies.
Yeah, specifically because of the depth that DC Comics provides on all their comics, the origin stories, the layers of the characters. They do everything they can to make sure that the character stands out in all the comic books and provide the most depth that I've ever seen about any character in any comic book. And if people would get off the Marvel high horse, they would actually see that the character depth and the actual superheroes are 10 times better than anything that Marvel has. And people will never realize that because Marvel has done so well with the MCU that DC, and then DC's flopped so bad that it's just impossible for DC to ever come back. I don't care what they do. They could literally win 5 Academy Awards for the next 5 Batmans, and they won't touch MCU.
Dude, Dark Knight trilogy was so amazing.
Yeah, it was. It's the best trilogy in the history.
So amazing.
But
and Dark Knight Rises is so underrated, man. That movie is incredible.
It's good. It's good.
Cody, are you satisfied
Am I what?
with James with his rant?
I am. I'm one of the biggest. I'm a giant comic book nerd in the world, and I'm a gigantic DC comics fanboy. Their cinematic universe is trash. Well, their comics are amazing and much better than Marvel, as just far as just comics go.
But the animated films on DC blow away.
Oh my god! Y'all need to check out some. Y'all need to check out some Batman animated movies, like One Batman Beyond. Oh, so many Batman just animated movies are great. Just
Return of the Dark Knight, all of them are good.
yeah, it's like all the like. And if you don't have, I went on this last podcast. I was talking about the DC streaming service. You should get it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Anyway, that's
check out chat.
The rant topic I wanted.
Yeah, that's the other rule. The person that gets to point out the rant gets to say when it's done, when they are happy with whatever you have to say.
I agreed with that wholeheartedly. So
Okay. Well, you don't have to agree with him. You just have to be.
I'm happy.
Yeah. There we go. Satisfied. All right, James. How many playoff appearances have we had?
5.
Dylan, how many playoff appearances have we had?
Is it 6? It's 6.
I'm gonna go with 6.
It is 6. Jordan, how many head coaches have we had?
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Easy. When are you gonna ask the hard questions?
Is it? Wait. Is it either 3 or 2? I can't even think. It's 3.
Preston, how many head coaches have we had?
It's 3.
Cody, how many head coaches have we had? 4. There we go.
Who's the last one?
All
What?
right. Dylan,
Who are
name
we
one of them.
missing out on?
Now you got to name them.
Dylan, name one of them.
That wasn't part of it.
Gary Kubiak.
Cody, name another one.
Bill O'Brien.
Dylan, name another one.
Tom Capers.
Preston.
Damn.
Tom Papers.
I'm picking up my boy Dylan over here.
Cody, name the last one.
Oh, Cody,
Happy about that.
I guess nobody wins this round.
Yeah, pass
Yo,
on that.
do we have any help in the chat? Anybody know?
I'm not gonna lie, I straight up thought it was 3 until y'all failed on that.
Dylan, you still get to go. Oh, Dylan won, but
Wait,
you want to take
Wade
one more guess?
Phillips?
yeah.
Wade Phillips.
Was it really Wade Phillips?
Wait,
It
he
was
was
Wade Phillips.
Yeah, got fired.
So he
Kubiak
just
got
was
fired.
there for like half a season.
Half a season. He's got a
Dude,
record.
that's not even
It counts.
real.
technically correct is the best type of correct.
Hey, man, I told you, I get to make up the rules here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Wade
Dylan,
Phillips.
you get to make
I
somebody
would
do a
love
rant
for him to come back and
and
be
a
our TC.
subject.
Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta go with Young Ari Gold once again.
Oh God, it's gonna be like that all night. I know it. Go ahead.
Hey, man, everybody knows James. Can we?
I want you to rant about why Uzi is the best rapper in the world right now.
Oh, well.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can. I believe in you.
It's not
I've
possible.
only ever listened to one song of Uzi.
Oh my goodness.
I
First of all,
tried to listen.
So
I'll give you this rant. I can understand the talent and the reason why people are infatuated with Little Uzi Vert. I can completely understand the rhythmic flow. The beats are great. He's catchy. He does everything that you would look for in a rapper. I think he has talent that is absolutely tremendous, but I think it's geared toward a specific age demographic that only is reached to that aspect. So I don't think people over the age of 30 really have an understanding or a true appreciation for what Little Uzi is actually as an artist. And I think if we were all back in at that age, I think we would see him for the talent that he is. But I think the old heads of rap, like me and Cody, when we look at it, it's not that we think it's trash. It's just more, it's not our lane of rap. We like the Kanyes. We like the, the JIDs, even though he's younger. We like the Royce the 5'9s. We like the Kendricks, the Coles, all the guys that continue to carry the torch. I think Uzi is more of an artist than a rapper, if I was to categorize him at all, in my opinion. But I can understand the cadences and his delivery and his ability to switch things up. I understand why people love Uzi. I think it's just an age thing for me specifically.
Yeah, Griselda's dope too. I like Griselda.
Griselda's dope, exactly.
In the chat, yeah.
Yeah, Griselda's super dope. Like
Westside Gun is the worst member. Don't at me.
They who?
Westside Gun.
Yeah, but I mean Benny the Butcher is like a top tier MC. So it's
and Conway. I like Conway the best, honestly, probably.
And Conway's great too. Jay Dilla, that's fine. But I think with Griselda's album, what was it? Pray for France or something like that. They just put it out 2 weeks ago. It is a banger.
Yeah. Thank you for your kind words about my favorite rapper, though.
Wait. Uzi is your favorite rapper? We gotta.
He's 20. He's 20.
Change this. We gotta change this.
I'm 19, actually.
19. He's 19.
Okay, it's forgivable, but we gotta change this, my friend.
He likes some good music too, though.
That's fine. I mean, I'm not saying Uzi's bad. I'm just saying I don't know if he's worthy of being favorite.
You were 19, though. Who's your favorite rapper?
My favorite musician is Kanye West.
No, okay. But
You're 19, though. Your favorite rapper.
So,
Kanye's very rare. And we don't see Kanye artists come out and they don't
exactly
thing that happens.
But again, I also recognize how much of an asshole and he's not a horrible human being. He's a horrible public presence. As far as a human being, he's a good father, a good husband. He just says outlandish shit and people crucify him for him. And that outlandish shit is outlandish. But I still love me some Kanye.
When Kanye lost his mom.
Dude, it changed. It totally changed, man.
Kanye. I just watched on Mother's Day. My favorite performance in the history of music is the Grammys when he performs "Hey Mama." It makes me want to cry. It's the saddest performance I've ever seen in music. It literally moves me in a way I've never thought that music could potentially move me. He's on stage, just basically a week later, just dying, and that's one of that's what makes me love Kanye is the raw emotion that he brings to his music, and that's what will forever stand out.
Love Kanye. Love Kanye.
Me too. All right,
back to trivia.
All right. James, who did the Texans first opponent ever?
Wait, are we talking preseason or are we talking regular?
No, it's a real
first
game.
one that counts.
Yeah, first one that counts.
The Cowboys.
Dylan, first division championship.
Oh,
well, we're only ever been in one division.
2014.
Easy.
Jordan, what year was the first division championship?
First time we won the South.
First time we won the South. What year?
08?
Man, you're killing these guys.
Preston.
I think it was 2012.
Cody.
11?
11. There we go.
What?
It was January of 2012. Come on.
Wasn't Peyton Manning still in the division?
He was.
The year he got hurt, I thought, right?
It doesn't matter. 2001. The game was in 2012, but they won the division in 2011. So there we go. James, what was the record in 2011?
11-5.
Cody, we'll do a tiebreaker. Let's see if you got this one.
He's looking at it online. I see his eyes.
I know.
No, I'm not. I really am
What are
not.
his glasses saying?
You can see it. I'm looking at you guys. I'm going to go, that's probably our best year, so 12-4. Was that our best year?
2011?
Oh, shit, no.
Wait, no, you already said it, so that doesn't count.
All right, we'll move on. What franchises other than us have never appeared in a championship game?
Oh, easy.
Okay, then go.
It's on you, James.
He just said it was easy. Let's let Mr. Money.
Cleveland Browns.
And who else?
Detroit Lions.
Who else?
You want me to go 3 in a row? Jesus Christ here. Okay.
It was a trick question.
It's
just us.
Yeah.
Unless you count the champion,
I thought we were talking about Super Bowl. Okay,
expansion
you mean like
AFC Championship.
I win by default.
Yes. It was a trick, and I think James knew. All right, James, who do you want to make rant?
Let's give my boy Jordan some time here.
All right.
Jordan, I want you to, and I don't want you to get in your feelings here.
Oh God.
Oh, I know what we're ranting about already.
I want you to take some time back, okay? And I want you to rant about why Bill O'Brien is the best general manager and head coach in the NFL, and why you think that he's going to take us to the promised land and all holla, as Larry and Stafford would say.
Why you gotta do this to me, James? Why you gotta put me on the spot like that? God damn. All right.
You could turn it around on James.
He can't. He can't put anything around. He's got to do it.
All right. So Bill O'Brien, he's a smart guy. He's figured out the NFL. He's figured out that where do I go with this?
Dude, you're trying so hard right now.
You're dying. You're dying.
Okay, I got. There is one move that I can point to where Bill O'Brien unequivocally did this move to make sure that we can win a Super Bowl, and it made him the smartest GM. And that one move is trading for Jacob Martin. Because Jacob Martin is the GOAT. Jacob Martin is the best player in the Texans. As you can see, you will not find a bigger fan of Jacob Martin. And Bill O'Brien had the ingenious, I don't know. He's smart to make the trade for Clowney, getting rid of, oh God, I can't even talk about him.
Don't do it.
Bringing in the talent that is Jacob Martin, the super young, super athletic freak of a pass rusher. And, he only got 3 sacks last year. Sorry, 3.5 sacks last year, but Clowney only got 3. So, stats are everything, sacks, the biggest thing. That's how you tell how good a player is, right? So clearly Jacob Martin is the best player, best pass rusher the Texans could have had. And because of that move, Bill O'Brien, he's a genius, man. What can I say?
Damn it. Jordan, you could have easily went with, and we had this conversation last week.
I know what you're going to say right now.
What?
Gary on Conley.
That is correct. He traded for the GOAT. Gary, cornerback 1. Do it.
But who would have thought we were the one who actually fleeced the Seahawks?
For real, though, they only got a year of an injured Clowney.
And didn't get that guaranteed third.
We got both Conley and Martin.
They don't get any comp pick.
But everybody was saying, oh, no, why not let Clowney play? You're guaranteed to get a third when he leaves. Well, guess what?
Wait. Everybody roll back on young Ari Gold and how pissed he was the entire season.
I was.
That we gave up Clowney. So what's this? Oh, I was right all along.
We still would have been a better team with Clowney.
I didn't say I was right.
He kind of flipped when Martin had the sack against Buffalo.
No,
and then at that point,
I never flipped.
Kinda.
I never flipped on Clowney. Ever. Pull up the audio.
If you pull up the audio, I was the first one to bring up.
Hey guys, we won the trade with Seattle.
That was a little bit of sarcasm when we said.
I remember being at the Twin Peaks when that was said. I remember being at the Twin Peaks when that was said.
You have proof?
Huh?
You have proof?
Yeah.
I want to see the proof. No proof?
I got the receipts. I got the receipts, man.
James, are you satisfied?
I guess. I just really. I thought he was going to go with Gary.
It's part of it. It's definitely a big part of it, but I had to stay true to who I am, So
your brand, I get it.
Uh-huh.
He also drafted Kiki QT and Charles Omenihu, so we have to give him some big props for that.
These are facts.
Dude. By the way, I love Charles Omenihu. I'm a gigantic UT fan, UT alumni. We don't put Kiki and Chucky in the same sentence, okay?
All right, let's get back to it. James, how much was the original cost of the Texans? How much did Bob McNair pay for them?
What the hell?
Are we doing Jeopardy rules here?
Okay, so everybody's about to be eliminated. So 1.326 billion.
Dylan.
I'm gonna go with 500 million.
Jordan.
5 billion.
Preston.
Just a second here. Let me type in here.
Yeah, like I have literally no idea.
I don't know.
Cody.
860 million.
James, take another guess.
1.65.
Dylan, take another guess.
Can I tell you what we're valued at?
No, that wasn't the question.
We're like one of the top 10, I think, right?
Yeah.
we're
We are. We are. But what was the original price?
All right.
50 million.
Jordan.
Hey, Siri.
2.21 billion.
Preston.
It's not in the billions, I'll
Okay,
tell you that.
chat. Come on, chat. Pat Storms got me at 1.65. No, it's
Cody.
not.
All right. Can I at least get a hint here? I said 860. I'm like, how cold am I?
You didn't give
Ask
anyone
chat.
else.
Ask chat. Chat. Come on. Chat. I'm going to go, okay, 160 million. Let's just do it. Let's go.
James,
way
you want
low.
to try again?
God, we're all out
At
here.
this point, the person that can Google something the fastest is going to win the round.
Shit.
Oh my god.
I think this is a draw.
19.
It is. That's why I'm saying you can use Google.
Wait, no, he started himself.
Dylan.
I'm thinking. Can I think?
He
No.
started it. He didn't buy it.
Dylan.
He started it. He didn't buy it.
Jordan.
350 mil. Going with my boy
Preston.
Carlos' answer.
700 million.
Preston.
700 million.
Cody.
700 million.
There we go.
That was the expansion fee, not what he bought them for.
That's what he bought them for. 700 million.
Expansion
fee.
fee.
Same difference. I make the rules.
Question.
Hey, I make the rules. All right, Cody, who's doing a rant?
Let's go with Dylan.
Oh,
I
sure.
want to hear Dylan's thoughts on things. And I want to hear Dylan's thoughts on how Anthony Weaver is going to change the Houston Texans defense.
Okay, so I think there's a lot of things he can do. What I think he should do is leaning towards. I think he's leaning towards starting.
Oh, Pat
J.J.
Storm
Watt
saved
and
your
Ross.
ass.
We have a 3-4, right? J.J. Watt and Ross Blacklock, the defensive ends, Timmy Jernigan in the middle, or Brandon Dunn, whichever. Who cares? And then we got Merciless, and I think he's finally gonna get rid of Scarlett in his starting role. He's gonna start Grenard, and I think that's gonna be a much improved pass rush. Hopefully, he plays a lot. He plays a lot of Dylan Cole on passing downs.
If he can stay healthy.
If he can stay healthy. And I think he's going to have Roby in the slot. I think he's going to trust Lonnie to start outside with Conley on the other. And I think he's going to start Eric Murray. I said it. He's going to start Eric Murray with Justin Wood. And that's going to
supposed to be a good thing?
No, it's not.
Nope.
But I think he's going to do it.
I think Eric Murray is going to be one of those people that we're going to look at and be like, okay, there might be something there. But go on.
Fair enough.
I don't think he's going to be
I don't
completely.
think it's gonna be, like amazing, but like Tashawn Gibson, we didn't have any expectations from him. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. Hopefully, I think the weakest link right now on this defense is Bernardrick McKinney on passing downs. Like that, he's the biggest liability in this defense. And I think if Dylan Cole can stay healthy, Anthony Weaver's going to utilize him a lot more than Rack ever did.
I agree there. I absolutely agree there. I'm satisfied with that answer.
Thank
All
you.
right, James, you ready to get going again?
Yeah.
All right, first 500 season.
First, what is that? Like, that's
First time to finish
8-8.
better than 8-8.
that is such a Houston question. First 8-8 season. That's like
No, better than 8-8.
better than 8-8 or first 8-8.
8-8 or better.
Oh, okay.
God, that is such.
Dylan,
Can I answer?
are you going to answer? Or you're complaining?
He needs time to Google it. He's very slow with his little pick and type fingers.
2009.
Dylan,
I'm gonna go with 2011.
Jordan,
Nope.
2006 or 7.
7. There we go.
Hey, actually, okay, let's go.
All right.
Got one right. Let's go.
The actual first winning season to follow that up, though.
That's from you, Preston.
This is to Preston.
First winning season.
First winning season.
2011.
Cody.
9.
There you go. And Jordan, what was our record?
In 2009?
Yep.
Wouldn't say we improved by much. Probably 9-7.
There you go. You know it. Cody, who was the first playoff win against?
Cody,
Oh, I know.
if
I
you
know.
don't get this,
Bengals, right?
yeah,
Bengals. Jordan, what year was that? What season?
Oh, God. 11?
Yep.
No, later. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. That works. Technically 2012, but it was the 2011 season.
Yeah.
Cody, who was our first playoff loss against?
Loss. Whoever was after the fucking Bengals. I forgot. Pass. I forgot whoever. I put these memories behind me.
Jordan, you
We lost
went
this
around,
year?
So
We lost this
who do you want to rant?
Let's hear from you, John. I wanna
Wait,
hear
who was
Me.
lost?
Yeah.
Who was
Yo,
lost?
chat. Give us the answer.
Is it the Chiefs?
What am I talking about?
Like the Colts or
I'm
something?
gonna save it for the start of the next round. James can Google it right now, so he gets a question right.
All right, John, for you, let me look at your list here.
The Ravens. Oh, fuck the Ravens.
I want to hear your thoughts on trading J.J. Watt.
Oh,
Ouch.
Swan's in the chat too. This is going to be good.
Ouch. So, he wants to go play in Pittsburgh. He wants to go play with his brothers. He has done a lot for the city, so I think the only right thing that we could do by JJ is if he wants to go play in Pittsburgh, we let him go play in Pittsburgh. That way we don't have to pay him. We can still get a return on him while he still has value. If he continues to miss half the season every single year, he's not going to have much value, especially for what he's going to demand in his contract. This is very, very painful to talk about. However, I mean, it's one of those things that's within the realm of possibility. It would make sense to do. If Bill O'Brien goes full Bizarro Belichick, then it happens. And you get a return while you still can. I mean, J.J. Watt is still a dominant player when he's healthy, but when you can't count on him to be there when you need him, i.e. the playoffs, what's kind of the point of paying another guy $100 million salary?
Yeah, that's true. What would you say is a fair return for J.J. Watt at this point in his career?
There's no such thing as a fair return when it comes to J.J. Watt. This is J.J. Watt.
True.
Hopefully the other team will send us an extra first-round pick just based on what he's going to do for their fundraising. And he's guaranteed season tickets. So, 3 first-rounders.
Okay. Pretty good rant.
I just have something to add. Jason Braddock suggested we should, after the Osweiler season, suggested we should trade a first and J.J. Watt to the Pats for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jeez.
Jason Braddock is a very smart man, but he missed big on that one.
Yeah, no thanks.
so John, how painful was that rant to put together for you?
It hurts because I'm beginning to prepare my heart because it's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. It's just a question of when.
Or he walked.
I don't want to be blindsided like I was with Hop. Like, I didn't think that Hop was complete out of nowhere. Like, that was a right hook. JJ, it's going to be a jab, but hopefully we at least see it coming. Swan, it's kind of a joke. We get people to say things that is the opposite of what they truly believe.
I remember
We're just messing with each other. All right, now that I've recovered from that, James, did you get your Google out?
No, do I need to have Google?
Who was the first playoff loss to?
Oh,
I thought they said Ravens, right?
it is the Ravens. isn't
Yeah.
It is the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan,
Yeah,
who was the first round pick in 2011?
Oh, JG Watt.
When we had the first number 1 pick ever in our franchise, who did we pick?
Oh, that's
Jordan.
me, David Carr.
I block him out too. Preston, how many number 1 picks have we had?
Number 1 picks.
Number 1 overall picks. How many have we had?
I'll say 2.
No.
Cody. This is a podcast, man. I can't.
3.
There we go. James, name one of them.
Jadeveon Clowney, of course.
Dylan, name the last one.
Mario Williams.
All right. Jordan's out, correct?
No, Jordan's in.
I got mine.
Who's out?
Preston's out.
Who's out?
Me.
Preston's out. Okay. So Jordan's still in. Jordan, name any second overall pick. So the second pick in the first round that the Texans have had. Any of them.
What the heck? The second overall.
Second overall.
These are going to be easy.
I can't even think. I don't know our draft history like that at 2.
I can tell you a great number 3.
I don't know. I don't even have an answer.
Cody,
I'll tell you a real great number 3.
tell me a number 2.
I don't know number 2, but I'll tell you an amazing number 3. So
Tell me a number 2.
I don't know number 2.
James,
Like the second overall pick in
second overall pick.
Second overall pick.
He's
Ryan,
looking it up right now.
He's literally Googling it right now.
Ryan Young, offensive tackle.
No, Dylan.
You're
We've
wrong.
never-
Let me share my
We've
screen.
never picked second overall.
There we go. It was a trick
Okay,
question.
that don't count.
I'll give you a great number 3 though. I'm just saying.
You're wrong. Ryan Young.
So you did look it up.
Round 2.
That seems like the New York Jets, not the Houston Texans for the draft team there, Doc.
That was right.
Wrong team.
Nice
What?
try.
I'm gonna need to have do a rant.
Is it just Dylan? It's just Dylan that's left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Dylan. Who's doing a rant?
I'm gonna go with Jordan.
All right.
I'm going to make you rant about how Jacob Martin will get cut this season.
Oh, I'm gonna have some water.
Damn. I might just leave the show. That'd be it for the night. Damn. The only way Jacob Martin is getting cut from the team is if he's too damn good and he's going to require too big of a contract extension that Bill O'Brien is not going to want to pay, just like how he didn't want to pay DeAndre Hopkins. Quote unquote.
Yes,
that's why he was
berets.
covered. Exactly.
Or there's no
We're gonna
room
make
for him with Charles Omenihu's breakout season that's about to come.
They play different positions. They can both thrive.
I'm just saying there
Be
might.
good. That is the only way he's ever going to get cut. And if he does, that will turn Bill O'Brien from the greatest GM to the worst GM ever. So
Yeah, if Jacob Martin's gonna demand the biggest contract in NFL history for a defensive player, is that when Bill O'Brien lets him go?
he's going to demand Deshaun's contract, statue outside of energy, because it'd all be worth it, honestly.
Okay, I gotta ask though, do people have Omenihu having a high ceiling?
Yes.
Because I just
He's not going to be a stat monster, but he's essentially able to replace what Clowney did, just not Clowney's athleticism.
And what are thoughts on Everson Griffin?
Gimme.
I would love to
Gimme?
sign him.
We can't afford him.
Yeah, we can.
We got 16 million cap space.
You can afford him if they don't sign Warford,
That's fine.
which I still hope they do.
Cut
We're not gonna buy. We're not gonna sign him. How about that? Like,
Oh yeah, if you cut Bolton, you can sign Warford easily. Yeah.
I will give you a lot of money that we're not gonna sign.
Look at Squat's comment.
Sign who? Griffin
Yep.
or Warford?
And it'll be worth it, Swan.
Like,
Every penny.
does that even sound like a Houston Texan move at all? Does that have we ever made that?
We're
big
gonna sign Eric Reed, and then we're gonna be surprised when he gets burnt in coverage every play.
No, dude, I'd actually be totally down for Eric Reed. Just make Justin Reed do the running and make Eric do the smashing.
Ooh, I like this game. Can we play this game?
What?
Oh,
Start bench cut?
Yeah, we can do that. Start bench cut. Kiki, Carter, Coulter.
Yeah, let me
Start,
go.
James.
Let me go. Oh, fuck.
Cut, Carter, bench, Coulter, start, Kiki.
Cody.
Cut Kiki to the shadow realm.
Kick him out of the chat. Like
We're gonna bench Coulter because he's an unknown. We don't know anything about him, and I'm pretty excited. And we're gonna start Carter because Carter has
DeAndre
actually
Carter.
proven that he can run fucking routes and catch a goddamn ball.
11 receptions.
So,
You know, I can
Season, DeAndre Carter.
I can see Dylan's pain.
and it's
Dylan, you're next.
these takes.
DeAndre Carter was a top 5 returner last year. I don't know where this take for DeAndre Carter is coming from. He made one fumble. He made one inopportune fumble, and we all hate him. Okay, it happens.
We've hated people for less.
It's true. It's true. It's not fair. Carter.
Who has the higher?
It's my rant. It's my rant. Carter. Shut up. This is now my rant. Carter is also one of the reasons we actually won the Buffalo Bills game. If you go back and watch it, where he friggin' caught like a 20, 30-yard pass from Deshaun on a 3rd and friggin' 9 or something.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah. Football memories come back here. Y'all this asset to this team.
I like him better as a receiver than a returner. I'll give you that.
I will agree there.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
receptions last season.
At the same time, Kiki has a ton of potential.
Way more
Kiki's
than
not living up to that potential. And at the end of the day, Kiki's biggest flaw is that he went to Texas Tech, and fuck Texas Tech. So.
Okay, I got one.
Oh, Thomas Akins and Warren.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Lay it out for us, John. You're the host.
All right, easy. You start Akins.
Oh, why?
I agree.
He's only the greatest ever.
Rush, dog.
He's only the greatest ever. Number 1 tight end in separation. Top 3 in yak. Top 5 overall in the entire league from all receivers, running backs included in yak. That's yards after the catch. Dude's athletic. The only thing bad about him is he's old. He's 27 because he decided to play baseball. He's so athletic that he played 2 sports, and he was a tight end that returned kicks in college. Give him the ball more. He's open all the time, and we just kind of sort of ignore him.
You know, sports, Bo Jackson. That's right.
Well, I mean, if he's Bo Jackson, then we're really blessed.
I
don't know what else you're supposed to say to that.
Okay, so who do you bench?
You bench. I'm gonna go with Warren.
Okay. Why?
He's younger. Really don't know anything about him. Tight ends are fairly replaceable. Jordan Thomas is the one that gets cut. Again, he's a 6th-round pick. He is a giant of a man. So you cut him. 7th-round pick. I'm sorry, 7th-round pick. So you cut him and you re-sign him to the practice squad because nobody else is going to sign him because he hasn't shown anything.
All right, fantastic. You obviously start the GOAT.
You guys remember, pull back up the podcast from September 2018. This guy was the biggest Jordan Thomas fan in the world.
I just looked it up. He was
the world.
He was the 6th round. I was right.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, dude. 2 years changes everything.
Do you remember when he was like the talk of training camp? Just this past training
big
camp?
guy.
Yeah,
People were talking
2019
him up like
training
he was
camp.
some god. Like, and then we
Everyone's
never got to see it. It was
Yep.
insane.
Do y'all remember when Jalen Strong was the talk of training camp too?
I'm going to tell you about this receiver
Y'all remember
named Braxton Miller
So was
Y'all
Braxton Miller.
Y'all remember Deontay Foreman?
or Lestar James.
Star Dean.
Oh, don't start on Dante Foreman. I want him to succeed so badly.
So training camp changes everything.
All right, so let's get to it. So first of all, Preston, to address your Jordan Thomas thing, I was also way bigger on Jordan Akins, and John can attest to this, and it was the one rookie I asked a question about when I interviewed Bill O'Brien was Jordan Akins to show my true love for Jordan Akins. So this started 3 years ago.
Right, I remember. I remember you loved Akins, and he was a big Thomas fan, and that was the debate in the podcast episodes.
Yep. And another one where I was right, but it's okay. We're not keeping track.
I think we are.
We're keeping track.
We should start a scoreboard because I would be very interested to see who's been right more than.
Well,
We both have our wins.
Oh yeah, Conley, Roby, and Akins are mine. All right. So you start Jordan Akins because he is the best tight end on this team, and he is a top tight end in the making. And you will see it this year because Deshaun watched a ton of film over the offseason and saw Jordan Akins was standing alone on an island every single play, and now he knows that he can basically be his safety net. So Jordan Akins will go on. He is Travis Kelce, but more athletic and less of a blocker. So Jordan Akins is your starting tight end. You bench Kahale Waring specifically because you just don't know, and you drafted him in the 3rd round, so you have to give him an opportunity to show what his worth potentially is. Jordan Thomas is an injury-prone tight end who couldn't put it together. He didn't put it together last year when he did play, and you cut Jordan Thomas because, yes, he is a beast of a man. I don't think you'll be able to sign him to the practice squad because I do think that somebody would grab him. I think there's maybe even potentially a very small trade market for a Jordan Thomas in a certain Massachusetts franchise. But you cut him if you can't trade him. Dylan.
So start Jordan Akins for sure. Like that should be like the consensus. But I'm gonna bench Jordan Thomas actually because I just think like with the way our receiving core is nowadays, we don't really have a red zone threat at wide receiver. And Jordan Thomas was in his 2018 season, he was our best red zone threat. So I just think that gives him a lot more value than Waring, who missed his entire first season because of injury, and he can't block. So as a tight end, that's something that should be valued. But yeah, I like Jordan Thomas. I hope he doesn't get cut, but he probably will. Honestly.
Jordan.
I'm just gonna say exactly what Dylan said. So I don't know if we want to keep doing that or doing a different one. This guy said more Miller, Carlos Hyde, or David Johnson. I'd be down to do that one.
Yeah, we can do that one.
All right. I would start Carlos Hyde, and that's gonna shock some people, but I think he had a really underrated season. I've been going back and I've been watching every single snap of every single game recently, and Carlos Hyde is balling out. You know, the run blocking hasn't been great for us, and Carlos Hyde made the most of it. He was consistently getting extra yardage, consistently falling forward, consistently breaking tackles. And yeah, he's not going to do anything for you in the passing game, but that's why you start him. You start him, you bench David Johnson, have him come in and make a big impact in the passing game, which is his specialty, and that's like a perfect duo for you. So that's what I would do with those two. And then I love Lamar Miller. I wanted him so badly when he's a free agent. And it's funny to look back at that free agent class, us getting Brock Osweiler and Lamar Miller, signing them to big deals. I thought we were like on top of the world. I thought we had won free agency. We had signed 2 of the biggest free agents. I thought nothing could go wrong. And
2 of the biggest offensive linemen too.
Yeah. Was that the Zach Fulton, Samuel Clemente year?
No, Jeff Allen.
Jeff Allen.
Jeff Allen.
Lamar Miller had a good year in 2018.
Yeah, he had his last year was good, but then his first year was just his first like 2 years I think were just awful. We just used him completely wrong. We never used him to his skill set. We just kept running him up the A gap, and that's not what he's good at. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to cut Miller.
I'll jump in on this. I'm just gonna say David Johnson. I just remember 2016, 2018 David Johnson, and I'm just like, I'm so psyched to have this guy. I don't really have a full understanding of his injury history, but like just going off of like the pedigree, I'm so hyped. Carlos Hyde had a great year. I don't know if there's any chance we get him this year, but yeah, that's what I'll say.
He's close to signing with the Eagles, I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cody, I thought you wanted to jump in on this one.
We don't hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in now because I'm next in the turn order, and I want to say something. I agree with Preston, whichever one he is over here. I'm gonna start David Johnson specifically because of the versatility he brings, and that he's not totally predictable what we bring out. I love what Hyde brought to us last year. I wish him nothing but success going forward, and I hope that if he's at Philly, that he has nothing but success. But I'm going to hope that we start David Johnson, also because I know his injury history, which was a broken wrist and then like a few nagging injuries like an ankle and a shoulder, none of which are going to like significantly slow down a running back at all. So again, start David Johnson. I actually love Lamar Miller. Like, I'm a gigantic Lamar Miller fan, so I'm going to say bench Lamar Miller because a backfield of David Johnson, Duke Johnson, and Lamar Miller is like a friggin' wet dream when it comes to like an offensive backfield. Like, that's three people who can run edge to edge up the field through the middle and catch the ball out of the backfield. And then I'm unfortunately going to cut Hyde just because, as much as I love him and respect what he did for us, I think he's just a better fit elsewhere. He did a really good job for us, but I just don't think that he's the best fit for the Houston Texans. That's it.
I'll just jump in and say that our audience, you guys better be ready for some Johnson & Johnson merch coming your way.
Hey, dude, we got two Johnsons in the backfield and double dick Rod Johnson to protect both of our Johnsons. We're all about them Johnsons. I'm just saying.
Speak for yourself. All right.
All right, let's move on. Here's a good one. I think James put it up. Would you take this? Hire Bill Belichick, but have to cut Cooks, Fuller, and Justin Reed. So let's switch this up. If we get Belichick, it's because the Patriots traded him to us for Cooks, Fuller, and Justin Reed.
Yes. I look. I love Cooks. I love Fuller, and I truly love Justin Reed. But Deshaun Watson with Bill Belichick, I don't know if there's anything else that can get my coach besides tingle the way that potentially could. And I mean, like, that would be the greatest thing ever. I would most likely grab some of it. Just not talking.
You're not wrong. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. I just probably don't share it. Something tells me we'll get a video of a little bit of TMI on James's face.
These Cody annotations are great.
It's like the that South Park meme.
It is for men, so it's okay. Okay, go ahead, Tim.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh,
wow!
I'm gonna say no because if it wasn't for Mr. O'Brien, the GM, we wouldn't have Cooks to trade. Like, Bill O'Brien, the GM, objectively, in my opinion, is better than Bill Belichick, the GM, when you take in drafts and trades and free agent signings. Because Bill Belichick has not had a great history of drafting. Bill O'Brien, so far, has been pretty good at drafting, in my opinion. So, I don't know. I know this is going to sound weird to say, but I don't think Bill Belichick would have that much of an impact on our team.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off that, and I'm saying no too. My reasoning is everyone hates Bill O'Brien. Okay, not everyone, but like people hate Bill O'Brien. And a big reason is because they think he's turning us into the Patriots. So why would you want the Patriots coach, GM, whatever, the person who embodies the Patriots the most, to come over here? And that's what he's going to do too. Bill Belichick has always been that. He's always been about doing it his way. Everyone else has to fall in line with him. That's not going to change when it comes to the Texans. People are saying, oh, Bill O'Brien's trying to turn Deshaun Watson into Tom Brady. He's trying to turn him into a pocket quarterback. Well, that's exactly what Bill Belichick would do. So I wouldn't want him at all. I think he would change too much of our team, our identity. I'm sticking with Bill O'Brien.
I'm going to disagree with y'all strongly. Belichick is not great at drafting. That is true, but Belichick is great at finding coaches. He's great at finding personnel guys. He is great at coaching the product that is on the field. Now, you know what? He can't draft, but most GMs can't draft. It's kind of overrated. You get lucky a couple of draft classes in a row, and that's what turns you into a strong roster. It's scheming with what you got. It's just, I would rather take the guy that's actually able to put the guys that he has in better positions to win than the guy that has this magic drafting power that drafts all pros or pro bowlers, which, I mean, Bill O'Brien has not shown the ability to do. And Belichick has shown the ability to adapt his offense. I mean, he won with Brissett, and he made Jacoby Brissett look like a very good quarterback. And Matt Castle. And Matt Castle didn't do anything when he went to Kansas City. Brissett really didn't do much when he went to Indy. So, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. Belichick, the only disadvantage of having Belichick would be the fact that, you know, he's already proven everything. At this point, if he doesn't really have that same urge to crush all the competition, he may not be the same coach. Whereas the only thing that Bill O'Brien has is he has that huge chip. He reads the news. You know he sees what's going on where everybody thinks that he's the biggest idiot in football. So that's probably fueling him. But, I mean, let's be real here. It's Belichick. If you have a chance to get Belichick, you get Belichick.
Cody.
Could we put Belichick as defensive coordinator and keep Bill O'Brien on the offense?
Maybe he would rehire Bill O'Brien as his offensive coordinator.
He hired O'Brien once. So. Yeah. I mean, honestly, as I put up here, players greater than coaches. You can have Bill O'Brien coaching a fucking college team. He's not beating an NFL team. I don't care how good of a team, how good of a coach Bill O'Brien. Sorry, you can have Bill Belichick coaching Alabama. I don't care. Clemson. Give any college team. He's not going to be an NFL team. Like, you have to have players on the field.
That's a bad argument because we're talking about NFL players.
That's fine, but
he would have an NFL roster.
But we're crippling our team now to get a coach who's probably going to retire in 2 years. So we give up 3 players.
And Bill O'Brien may be fired in 2 years.
3 players who are going to be valuable contributors for this next 3 years for a coach who'll be gone in maybe 2.
And 2 of which is whose contracts may be up at the end of the year. And we still got to re-sign Reed.
It's fine. But to get that coach, we'd also have to cripple.
No, we are not giving up D4.
That's fine, but who to get?
Swan put down there, give up D4. That changes the conversation.
Yeah, no.
Belichick has to have D4.
Cody's like, I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to say, but like, even still, the math doesn't work out. Like, we get Bill Belichick, but we give up 3 valuable starters to our team, in which case we're crippling our own team, and so we get a great coach and no players to actually make it do. And so we have the Patriots of last year. And they did a whole lot. We kicked their ass. They got their ass kicked in the playoffs. Not very fun. So I'm going to go with no, because at the end of the day, you need players on the field.
Scheme over players, in my opinion.
Players.
In the NFL, it's arguable that every single team is very, very close in talent. There's a couple of things that are going to tip the scale. I would argue that Deshaun Watson is one of the things that tips the scale in the favor of the Texans. Mm-hmm. You get a coach that is able to put pieces around him and make the most out of those players. Bill O'Brien, we talked about sometimes he may not always be the best at self-scouting, but then he surprises us. But the one that is the absolute best at self-scouting, seeing his team and making an adjustment, is Belichick. And you are right, players are more important than coaches. However, putting the players in a position to succeed is the.
I agree.
It's what tips around the NFL.
Can I wrap a bow around my comment, though?
Please do.
To wrap a bow around my comment, I would agree that I think that Bill Belichick is worth a player. I don't think he's worth 3 players. Bill Belichick was already traded for a first-round pick. I don't think at this stage in his career, with maybe only 2 to 3 years left in his contract, in his actual professional career, that he's worth 3 valuable players to our team. 1, maybe. I'll make that. Like Justin Reed for Bill Belichick.
What if it was 3 first-round picks? We just
No.
don't have a first-round pick until
A
20.
first-round pick? Yes. A first-round pick? Sure. Sure. 3? No. We can't trade 3. We can literally only trade what now? 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm making shit up like the
Yeah,
same
but
as
no,
everybody
like-
else is.
All right,
Like-
let's move on.
Let's move on. I agree.
The Texans
Yeah.
offense in 2020 will be a better version of the 2018 Los Angeles Rams. Would you be, and why, Dylan?
Yeah, you know how I feel about this offense. I think it's got the potential to literally be a top 5 offense, if not like top 2. Just like I've said it before, if when it's clicking and everyone's healthy, which is a big if, it's a big if. Like I get it, but like we have Fuller and Cooks and Stills able to take the top off the defense with Cobb in the slot and like Fells and Akins being semi-reliable targets at the tight end position. And then you have David Johnson, Duke Johnson coming out of the backfield. It's just like, how do you cover that? You really don't. You can't. With Deshaun, with the, let's say for the sake of argument, top 10 quarterback. Like, obviously we probably think he's top 5, but like he's a consensus top 10 quarterback. Throwing, and he has all those weapons, and it's a solid offensive line. That's only going to get better. You have Titus Howard and Titus Howard and Max Sharping are both going to improve. Nick Martin is what he is. He's a solid center. And Laramie Tunsil hasn't even reached his prime yet. And it's going to be a solid offensive line. So it's like this offense is going to be great if it can stay healthy and if it's clicking.
Jordan.
Yeah, so Dylan covered pretty much everything personnel-wise, so I don't want to keep harping on that too much. I'll talk about the scheme-wise, and that's what really made the Rams good. Sean McVay really knew how to scheme up his offense. He really knew how to put his players in space and create advantages for them. And Bill O'Brien, people are kind of divided on that. Most people say he can't scheme, he can't call an offense. I see it a bit differently, and I've just recently kind of made this realization. A lot of the time last year, we saw 2 different offenses. We saw the Will Fuller offense, which was more creative, more deep downfield passes. And then we saw the without Will Fuller offense, basically, which was more New England Patriots-y style, kind of short, quick passes just to get the ball out so Deshaun doesn't get sacked, because they're basically scared. Now, you have Will Fuller. Hopefully he stays healthy. We don't have to depend on that, though. We have Brandon Cooks, who can come in and is arguably a better player than Fuller already, and Stills can play that role too. So you have 2 other options. If Fuller goes down, the offense doesn't have to change anymore. And so if we stick to that creative, more deep passing scheme heavy style, then the offense is literally like the potential is sky high. And then you look at the clear upgrade of Deshaun over Jared Goff. Like we've seen what happens to Jared Goff now if he doesn't have the perfect situation. He's a below average quarterback, right? That's never been the thing with Deshaun Watson. He's always a guy who elevates the talent around him, and he's going to have an MVP season, and this offense is going to be top 5, probably top 3.
Preston.
I don't know anything about the 2018 Los Angeles Rams, but I will say that I'm super excited about David Johnson and Randall Cobb and Brandon Cooks. And hopefully Jordan Akins actually gets some touches this year.
Cody.
There's only one Los Angeles Rams team that I'm going to compare this one to, and that's the 1999, 2000, and 2001 Los Angeles Rams offense. This is going to be the greatest show on turf. I know.
You know, I'm going to back up Cody. He's not too far off from what I think they're kind of thinking. The greatest show on turf had 3 burners at receiver. They would stretch the field. They were very aggressive going downfield. And then they had a little guy named Marshall Faulk. If David Johnson, who has a very, very, very similar skill set to Marshall Faulk, is able to stay healthy, it's greatest show on turf. I mean, we may not hit those heights, but it's not insane to bring them up in comparison. It's similar even to what the 2018 Rams were able to do. They essentially came out in, I am now going to screw up which personnel. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Is that 11 personnel? 11 personnel. They would come out in 11 personnel about 80%, and they were able to disguise everything they were able to do. They came out with the same personnel package, and they were able to run most of their playbook off that personnel package. That has actually been kind of what the Texans have always tried to do. Disguise, not necessarily. Yeah, it's very similar. They're trying to disguise what they're going to do without having to change out people, but use their players and attack the defense's weakness with the same set of people. Does that make sense? The same personnel grouping to attack the weakness of the defense. All right. So looks like
That's great.
I think another chance at Ed Reed and hope he's healthy.
Have you seen him recently?
No, I'm saying like if we were looking, like if we go back to it, like are we talking about like back then?
No, we're talking about now.
We're talking about right now.
Now.
What do you want on this team?
But I'm probably going to Osweiler and just like
That's a start one though.
fucking make Osweiler our like Joe Webb QB3. Just run him down for like punt and return coverage.
well, he might be able to play tight end. Just go out there and dunk on somebody.
That's what I was going to say. I was
His
going to
lanky ass self.
bring back Matt Khalil and play him as a tight end. Just a big blocking dude.
There you go. He could be the very poor man's version of what's the guy down at the Saints? What's his name?
Yeah.
Hill.
Mason Hill. There you go.
Yeah.
Very poor. He's not poor because he got a huge contract. All right. Let's move on to positive vibes only. Anybody got anything positive to express from last week in Texans fandom? Again, this is just something that we're going to use every week to kind of recenter ourselves, because sometimes being a Texans fan can be hard. Sometimes being a fan of any Houston sports fan can lead to negativity.
You want me to kick it off?
Yeah. Anybody, speak up. Nothing good's happened last week. Nothing at all.
No, something happened. Something happened, and it was big. It was bigger than what we expected when it came. And it was the release of the 2020 NFL schedule. That's about as positive as we can get right now. We know that week 1, we are getting in that ass on Kansas City. And we have 2 players in the secondary who are fired up, ready to lay it all out there in Justin Reed and Lonnie Johnson. They're talking trash. Justin Reed's talking about how he hasn't stopped thinking about it since. And this, I mean, I love the schedule. We broke it down on Thursday, me, Jordan, and John. I love the schedule. I know it's tough. I know the first 4 weeks, I really think it's going to be – I really think this team is going to shut a lot of the critics up, and that's the best part for me. I think the potential is so high. I think offensively there's really a good chance that this team is probably one of the best offenses we've seen at NRG. I think the defense has potential. I think that it's going to take I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of questions about this defense until about week 8. And then I think once the halfway point happens and everybody starts clicking, this defense turns it up. I think the schedule was the best part about everything and last week, and that's super exciting. And Dylan, I'm going to pass it on to you. Positive vibes only.
Positive vibes only. There's a great chance that this offense, like I said, is top 5 in the league, which is something we've never had. So that's my positive vibes.
That works. Jordan.
Positive vibes. Jacob Martin's still on the team. Hasn't been traded yet. He's nothing's wrong with him. So yeah, like that.
Preston.
I'll throw out a real quick shout out to Honcho for doing an interview last week. So check out that podcast that we released yesterday. And check out the website. We've been doing a lot of great stuff there. And we've got a lot of stuff in the pipe coming out that you guys are going to like. So it's an exciting time.
It's great.
Cody.
I got a couple shout outs. All right, cool. First one, shouting out something super positive with the players and Houston community in general. Justin Reed partnered up with Alex Bregman to do a fundraiser. Pretty awesome.
Who's Alex?
What's that?
Who's Alex Bregman?
Oh, hush.
Are you kidding me?
No, who's Alex Bregman?
You're going to get muted.
Is he on ABC? Is he an anchor, a news anchor?
Take that hat off.
Anyway, so Justin Reed partnered up with Alex Bregman to do a 24-hour live stream fundraiser where they played multiple video games, I believe. So that's pretty dang cool. I'd like to shout that out. Like I said earlier, it was my birthday yesterday. It's currently Cullen Gillespie's birthday, which is pretty damn cool. I was born within like 24 hours of him. And I got to see my dad for like the first time in like 9 months. So positive vibe only there.
John, your turn. And I got one I want to add after. Go ahead.
All right. Just this in general, like the amount of growth over the past, with the world's falling apart, but Texans Unfiltered is actually really turning into something. And I told James pre-show that he doesn't need to hear it from me, but I'm beyond proud of him and how much hustle he's put on. And it's just absolutely amazing what he has done and what he has really pushed this little community. And it leaves me in awe. Jordan and Dylan, I'm so happy that y'all are on the team. I shouted y'all out last week, but I'm going to shout y'all out again just because, again, the contributions that y'all bring, the added conversations, the added viewpoints, again, just helping us grow. And y'all are both great writers, very intelligent guys, way smarter than I am. So thank y'all for being here. And then Cody and Preston, all the stuff y'all do behind the scenes. We can't make anything go without y'all. Preston probably spends more time listening to my voice than anybody on this earth really should. And I only do one show a week, so I can only imagine how he feels towards James right now. And then Cody, just that website, dude. That website's something else. So thank you so much, man. One of the other things we're going to start doing is shouting out our Patreon.
Thank you so
It's the patrons or Patreons?
Patreon.
Y'all know I can't say words. Patreon? Cody, I'm sorry I spelled your name wrong. But Cody, not only do you do our website, you still continue to give us money. You are paying us for the privilege of having an awesome website.
And I'm unemployed.
So thank you. JB Buff Bell, been there forever. Nacho Day Boy, you are our man. And then Chad Widmer, also, y'all have both been just Patreons forever. So thank y'all so much. If you start donating to Patreon, we will definitely shout you out. We're actually going to make it start worth your do what?
We have two supporters also on Anchor through Spotify, and Swan, who is my biggest supporter / promoter / cheerleader / psychiatrist at times. And she is my rock that gets me through the day when I need to talk to somebody. So big shout out to Swan. Thank you for your support on Anchor. And Ryan Reyna, also a monthly supporter. And also everybody knows Ryan because he was with us at Twin Peaks. So also my financial advisor. So thank you, Ryan, for letting me spend money and put it into this podcast, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do that. And thank you, Swan. We can't tell you how much we appreciate that stuff. So I know those were different and I see those. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew of those.
Definitely. Thank you this is what we're doing it for. And then just kind of a shout out. We are going to start adding more stuff to Patreon. We've kind of ignored it for way too long, but we've got big plans coming forward. Some of them will be just like our show after the show. A lot of the rants today are going to be kind of used as teaser clips. We're going to try and add those to the Patreon going forward. So if you liked hearing them talk about rappers, if you like talking about comic books, movies, those are the type of things that
we could do a whole Kanye 7-hour. We'll listen to the whole album together, and then we could do one with Dylan, and he could try to convince us that Little Uzi should be listened to.
Oh man,
I'm open to it.
Just have an album re-listen party. Do they do those? Something else that we've kind of shot around is we're gonna have James try and teach me how to be good at Madden. We'll see. I don't know. I'm very bad at Madden. I like to GM it. But the other thing that we're going to do is it looks like we're going to join a virtual league against other podcasts. They're actually looking to get all 32 teams represented in it, and you just GM it. And with that, we get to watch the games. They're nightly, and then you just watch them, and we'll stream them on Twitch. But part of it is we're the GM of that team, so you'll get to hear us kind of discussing. And if you join Patreon and if you're paying, hell, you can tell me who to trade for or who to try to trade for. I am definitely all about that. And then also anything y'all want us to do. We're always open to suggestions. If you think, hey, this would be really cool, I would give you $1 to watch y'all talk about this, or a video game to play or something like that. Always willing to listen, as we could definitely use it. Again, thank you to all of our listeners for your continued support. Without you, we could not be doing any of this. And again, just one more time, special thanks to our writing team and Preston and Cody for all that they do every single week. And James, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I have one more big shout out. And this is something extremely cool to me. And I know that he listens, as he sent me a screenshot confirmation of subscribe to the podcast. So David Johnson, thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you so much for sending me a signed jersey to put in my new office that I'm making this weekend and hang it up in the back. That is truly amazing. And growing up, when I was watching Colin Cowherd and all those, and you watch when they're streaming from their offices, they all have like a signed jersey in a frame, and it's behind them when they stream or when they're live on TV. So it's so freaking cool that I get to have one of your jerseys signed as like my staple. And that's the first one I have, to add to many more to come. So I appreciate you supporting us and giving the little guy a shot, because I think that is what has led to some of the bigger things that have come our way. So I appreciate you.
All right. Does anybody else want to throw anything out there? All right. You can find us at Houston FB Pod. You can find James at I Am Youngari Gold. You can find Dylan at Texans_draft. Jordan at Texans_thoughts. Cody and Preston like to stay anonymous. So just, take a half a second to follow us on Instagram or something.
Or hit them
you're following them.
Hit them up on Discord.
Or get on Discord. You can bother them all day long on Discord.
Yeah, we screw around on there.
Yeah.
And you can maybe try and figure out who they are on Reddit. I don't think they like to have their names.
Pretty easy, actually, find out who posts the Texans Unfiltered shit, and that's me.
And one last request is we need a hashtag. So hashtag TUF, hashtag TUFP. Y'all throw stuff out. We need something. We need our own individual one.
Haircutting
Y'all can think of
stream.
something. We will. That counts as a Patreon. You'll get a shout out for that. And yes, Patrick, I'll cut your hair. All right, we're out.
We're gonna put it on Patreon.
There you go.
I'm gonna cut Pat's hair, and we're gonna put it on Patreon.
That would actually be awesome.
And so he confirmed by typing BDE. So that's the confirmation.
There we go.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining Texans Unfiltered. We'll catch you guys next week.